Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another real-time edit. It's Ray Hennessy here. I got a beautiful image from Louisa Arendt, and check her out. There's her username on Instagram, Louisa Lee 80. She's got some great stuff here. Beautiful flower photography too. I'm always impressed by photographers that can do really good stuff in a bunch of different genres because I am not one of them. I cannot be a well-rounded doing everything photographer. I feel like I suck at most everything else. I got good at portraits and weddings, and I got good at wildlife, and that was about it. Anyway, great photographer. Thanks, Louisa, for submitting this. And we got this beautiful field sparrow here. I love the foreground that she shot through here. Really fun perch, like nice little wispy stuff here. But I am going to remove just a little bit of that because I don't want to leave that bird quite so centered in the composition. Something like that feels pretty good. I'm seeing a little bit of blue tones in there, so I'm just going to warm it up and kind of embrace this beautiful golden rim light that is going on here, whether it's morning or evening, I don't know. I'm going to lift the shadows, drop the blacks to get some contrast back in this. That's looking pretty darn good here in Lightroom. I am just going to drop a gradient on this side, drop the highlights a little, and maybe just drop that exposure just a tiny bit, and then I think we're good to go. Everything else I think I want to do is going to be in Photoshop. So let's hop on over to there and check it out. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of that one branch that's just coming right through the bird. That one's just a bummer to me and a bit distracting. Grab the wrong tool there. Let's start with the spot healing brush and give that a shot. There we go. We'll get rid of some of it there and try a little bit more. Come on, Photoshop, you can do it. Not quite. I guess it doesn't want to fully get rid of it for me. It's leaving some weird artifacts there. All right, let's try up here, getting rid of this. I think it's going to keep trying to copy that branch. It's so funny how it just randomly does that. Like, why is it choosing? There we go. And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, you want that gone after the 5th time you tried, right? Spider webs are cool, but they don't make sense without being connected to anything there, so I'm going to get rid of those. Also, this is not perfect, by the way. I will come back and fix that. I'm going to just try this area a little bit more here, see if we can get rid of more of that. Obviously, it didn't do a perfect job there. I don't really care what it does there. I need everything else going. So switch back to the clone tool. I'm going to start manually fixing some of this stuff that Photoshop can't hang with and get rid of. So there we go. I'll just do it myself. All right, something like that. I'm fine with letting that branch just look like it kind of tangles into that branch and just disappears there. So that's how I'm going to kind of work that. I want to smooth out these weird artifacts that it left, plus it still didn't finish getting rid of that branch entirely, so I'm going to get rid of that. And then we'll just kind of smooth up these areas up here. The one thing is, I'm not sure what the settings are on this. Let's see if I can get them. There we go. 2500 ISO. I was going to say, so I'm seeing like there's a little bit of grain in the background. It doesn't bother me one bit. I don't care about it as far as it being a negative. But what happens is when I'm doing this kind of soft cloning and blending, right, I'm making a real smooth area. So you can see how I'm getting rid of a lot of that noise and texture there, which is not good. Like it kind of shows that I'm retouching this, that I've done some editing, and that's not what I want. I want it to kind of blend in quite seamlessly there. So what I'm going to do is probably contrary to what a ton of people would do, but that is to add noise back into it. But let me get my masking done first here on the bird, and then I'll take care of that. So we'll mask the bird back in and then paint this back where it should be. So there's our new edge. So we got that side clean. We'll do the same thing over here and right on that branch and along this bottom branch there. So we'll just paint this right back in exactly where I need it. I say exactly, it doesn't need to be perfectly exact, just kind of close enough is usually fine. Because most people aren't going to know that we were doing this. I need a little bit more of a fade right in here. It's a little bit darker. There we go, that looks better, feels better to me. Back to the paintbrush, and we'll get rid of this top part there. It's a little bit too sharp right there, so I'm just going to blur that in a second. But I'll fix this while I have my brush tool going here. Paint that in. And there we go. So I'll grab my blur tool, and I'm just going to lightly hit that edge to kind of soften it, and maybe that edge as well, and a little bit on the back. All right, looking good. I'm happy with that. Now I'm just going to go back. That's still a little weird right there. Don't know why I can't really get that blend just the way I want. There we go. That feels better. Okay. Back to the layer itself. We're going to do filter noise, add noise. And then I'm just going to increase this until it kind of blends in with the surrounding area. I'd say that looks pretty good. So there you go. Look, now it's really hard to tell where I did that cloning. That just looks like kind of a shift in the background. I would hope for most people. It's not perfect, but I think we can get away with it. You know what? I can probably make it better. Let's make it better. We'll make this image from Louisa look just perfect. There we go. I do love this image. Beautiful. So I'm just going to give it everything just a little bit more of a soft fade there. And then, oh, by the way, I undid all of that. So now I'm just going to add the noise again. Filter noise, add noise. I'll just repeat that. And there we go. All right, looking good. So now I just want to tackle this bird a little bit. I'm going to warm up the bird a little bit more. I'm still seeing some slight blue tones in there. So I'm just going to use a curves adjustment layer. Paint it in. Just subtly. There we go. See how it's pulling those blue tones out and just making nice brown tones on this lovely little field sparrow. They're such a pretty little bird. There we go. Then we'll pop that catch light, make that stand out a little bit more. And gosh, I think that's about it. I mean, maybe I'll make the whole head of the bird just a little bit lighter, a little bit more contrast so it stands out from everything else. I'm just going to magic wand the outside here. That didn't work. Let's try a subject select. Where are you at? There we are, subject. Good enough. Inverse it. Go back to this adjustment layer, and then I'll just kind of paint that in. Didn't mean to inverse that. Sorry about that. Just mean I need to leave it right on the subject because that's where I'm painting. There we go. So a little bit more pop on that bird's head, right? There we go. Nice. All right, so there's my final edit. I don't think it needs much more. So from that to that, I think that gives us just a little bit of a cleaner look with the bird there. I'm going to save that. While it's saving, here's one more reminder to follow Louisa Lee there. And if you're interested in learning how I did everything I just did in this real-time edit video, head on over to learnbirdphotos.com. And then just look for the Photoshop for Wildlife Photography course. This is the course that's going to teach you step by step, nice and slow, every single thing I do, all the techniques I use, all the tools I've kind of learned over the years that work really well for applying Photoshop to wildlife photography. It's broken down into chapters so you can jump around if you want or watch it through. And it's almost 9 hours of video content, $325. It's yours to watch, and you can just, have at it. Watch the course. There's also a few free previews so you can see what it's like to learn with this course. So check that out. Also head over to rayhennessy.com. Click on the workshops menu up top and then just go to online workshops. You can find out more about the other online workshops that I offer, but they will basically point you right over to this Learn Bird Photos thing. And I also have some bundles here. If you're just looking to do post-processing with Lightroom and Photoshop or the entire thing, you can learn bird photography. I have an online course for that as well. So that's where all of that kind of content is. Let's head back to Lightroom here. We'll take a look real quick. There's my final edit. There was the original. Let's reset that completely. So there's our complete before, and there's the after. I really like this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching.